hailing from Lewiston, Idaho. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Andrew Whitfield. Joining us from Zamboanga City, Philippines. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Eumir Felix de los Santos Marcial. Way suddenly, and Marcial thought about possibly going home, but dedicating this fight to his brother-in-law, Philippines, the senator himself.
That's his idol right there, and I think that's every Filipino fighter's idol is Manny Pacquiao. And you know, sad to hear his brother pass away, but also good to see him be able to pull it together and get in the ring and do what he loves to do.
Well, not only that, but Manny Pacquiao is his promoter. He signed to MP Promotions.
This kid is heavy-handed. You don't see too many, you know, bigger Filipino fighters, and he's a middleweight. I know it's been a long time since there's been a middleweight Filipino champion. This kid can hit hard.
81 years, Seferino Garcia to be exact, Sean. And also, with Marcial, he said he's focused on trying to become a gold medalist, the first gold medalist from the Philippines. He said that that is exactly what his father's dream is, and he said that he thinks that that's what's keeping his father alive. Not that his father's having any health issues, but he is getting up in age.
Yeah, I mean, when you have goals, you have ambitions, you have that kind of drive, someone like your father, I know that firsthand, can take you to the next level, and that's what he's looking to do as a professional boxer.
He's also a part of the Air Force as well in the Philippines. A nice straight left for the southpaw out of the Philippines. He has heavy hands, and there's a straight left backing up Andrew Whitfield.
Yeah, he's got heavy hands. I like to see him.
Oh, but he just got tagged by Andrew Whitfield. He ate a right hand.
He ate a right hand. He was shaking it off. He was shaking it off.
Showing a good beard. But the paper maker and Andrew Whitfield certainly came to fight.
Ooh, oh my goodness. Yeah, ooh. This is what we know about this fight. We knew that Andrew Whitfield didn't have much experience as a boxer, but he was going to be tough and rugged and want to bring the fight to Marcial, and he's doing that.
We're coming up on a minute to go here in the first. Eumir Marcial, outstanding amateur.
Yeah, you know what? I'm sorry to cut you off, but I'm surprised to see him not use his feet a little more and not use more hand speed. A lot of amateurs, especially when they first turn pro, they're mostly hand speed and foot movement, and I'm surprised not to see that from Marcial.
A straight left followed by a right hook from Marcial. A right uppercut by Whitfield, who answers.
Uppercut brought his head up.
Andrew Whitfield, he's a paper maker. When we asked him about what it meant for him to be a fighter, he goes, it's more dangerous working in the paper mill than what it is to be a fighter.
Would you have thought?
Never in my life.
Did you Google it? I didn't Google it.
I actually didn't.
I don't know how dangerous it really is, but
it's actually very dangerous to be in the ring with Eumir Marcial, as Marcial looking to unload
10 seconds, guys.
On Andrew Whitfield.
Yeah.
Stop at the bell.
So far, no feeling out process between these two and Eumir Marcial and Andrew Whitfield. But Whitfield answers back, the paper maker, with the right uppercut. The right eye of Andrew Whitfield swelling from the power punches of Eumir Marcial. But Marcial also spent some time in the armed forces for the Philippines. With more on that, here's Heidi Andro.
Yeah, he's actually active in the Air Force, Ray. He said he handles mostly the paperwork for recruiting, but also is in charge of the physical fitness tests for the Air Force. He said that they all actually have like an Olympic Games within the different organizations, the Army, the Marines, the Air Force, and he said, of course, the Air Force are the champions in boxing.
That's right.
Thank you very much, Heidi. Well, yes, largely in part to Eumir Marcial. Actually captured the silver medal at the AIBA World Championships last year. But look at Marcial go.
And Marcial's, he's heavy-handed. But, I mean, I got to comment on Whitfield right now. He is tough. He is taking some shots. There's been at least 3 or 4 shots now that he's taken right on the chin that I thought he would go down on. So
there's a big straight left that connected by Eumir Marcial. Marcial very instrumental and said that Manny Pacquiao told him, listen, I believe you're going to win a gold medal, and I'm going to help you become a world champion.
I like to see Marcial use his experience right now. Use his intelligence right now. You're digging to the body. You're getting off when you want to. Get some space so you're not wearing any punches tonight from Whitfield. You don't need to take those punches. Create some space and use a good jab and punch from the outside where you're not susceptible to being hit.
There's a left to the body and a right to the body. It is now target practice. They both are just unloading upon one another in the center of the ring.
Marcial's going to go for it. I know I said he needs some space, but he's about to go for it. I think he sees that Whitfield's just a punch or two away.
Well, what you're watching right now is knock'em sock'em robots. Which man is going to be able to withstand the other's power punches?
Yeah. This is one thing I actually don't like about boxing. I don't like when guys get in the ring and take turns punching, take turns hitting each other. That's not the name of the game. Hit and get hit. Hit and don't get hit.
Well, it's entertaining for the viewers at home, I tell you that,
Oh,
Sean.
for sure. I'm not gonna knock it and say it's not entertaining. But again, if you're Marcial, this is your debut. Save your body. Don't get in this kind of firefight this early on. There's no point right now.
Well, give credit to Andrew Whitfield, whose right eye is swelling considerably, but he's just planting his feet and unloading, and Marcial seems willing to oblige that request.
Yeah, I can't tell if this is Whitfield's game and he's pulled Marcial into it, or if Marcial just wants to be a hard punching, powerful fighter, and he's going to stand in there until he knocks out Whitfield.
Under 30 seconds remaining. The right eye of Andrew Whitfield swelling considerably, but he still continues to charge forward.
I tell people all the time, boxing's not what you see in the movies, but this right eye of Whitfield, I've only seen in movies. I don't think I've seen this in real life.
Reminds me of like Rocky 1 and 2.
Yeah. When you're closing, you keep going. This is classic fight right here.
We are halfway home. Andrew Whitfield, his eye, oh, that is nasty. But you know what? As much as he receives, he retaliates and gives just the same.
Right here, both guys just going at it. That space right there. You see Marcial just take one small step back and unload with a left hand. He needs a little bit more space so that he can get off and not take any punches back from Whitfield. And he's staying committed to the body, which is very good as well. You see him, he'll go to the head, and then he's always going to go back down to the body to finish the combinations.
Well, the 29-year-old is a
family, but he also loves the sport of boxing. He's not in here right now just because we found him off of the streets. I mean, he's really committed to being a fighter. You see it right now, even though he's a little outmatched and outclassed, he's going to stand in there until the end of this thing.
Well, he's won 2 straight, hoping to make it 3 straight, taking on someone with the amateur background of Eumir Marcial. That right eye is nasty, Sean.
That is a nasty eye right there. It's close to being closed. People don't like when the medical part of boxing gets in the way and you stop a fight like this because of a swollen eye like that. Hey, baby.
Oh, hey, going up against Northwestern, Chicago's Big Ten team. So you and I are on opposite sides of the fence there, Sean.
Let's do it, man. Let's make a bet.
All right.
Let's bet some push-ups.
Oh, you know what? I don't think I want to compete in that department with you. But right now, speaking of competing, Eumir Marcial and Andrew Whitfield, they're competing, and Whitfield continues to move forward. But I would say that Marcial is in control.
Yeah, Marcial is in control. But I think that Whitfield understands that this could be the last round for him. He's going for it.
Eumir Marcial's trained under the guidance of Freddie Roach. They've been together for over 2 months. And, you know, southpaws from the Philippines and Freddie Roach, they have quite a bit of success with those.
Buddy. I think that's going to be the natural maturation for any Filipino fighter, is to come over here and get to the States, particularly in LA with Freddie Roach. But if you're a southpaw, it works to your advantage because Freddie has a liking to the southpaw stance.
And also Freddie is, works under, Marvin Samodi works under Freddie Roach as well. And now Marcial just teeing off on Andrew Whitfield. With more on Andrew Whitfield, here's Heidi Andro.
Yeah, thank you very much, guys. You know, I was just over talking to the cut man in his corner about that eye, and I asked him, I noticed that he wasn't putting the cold compress on the eye right away. He explained to me that he had to remove the blood, and so that's what he was doing with his thumb. He was moving the blood away so that it doesn't form a hematoma. Then you apply the cold compress.
Well, that's some quality cut work. Thank you very much, the Heidi Andro, literally getting in the trenches there.
Yeah, there you go. I gotta move this blood first, and then I'll apply the code.
We're coming up on 65 seconds to go in round 3. Eumir Marcial looks terrific thus far, right to the body, but Whitfield isn't going anywhere. He's one tough dude.
Yeah, he is. This is only a 4-round fight, so it's hard to say, but I felt like during the beginning of this round, that Whitfield went out there with the understanding that this could be his last round, and it may very well be.
All right, hook to the body by Eumir Marcial, who in the summer of 2021 will represent the Philippines and try to become a gold medalist. You know, Marcial could have potentially made this fight easy by boxing and staying on the outside, but instead he just wanted to go toe-to-toe.
Yeah, I think, I'm not sure. I don't know that much about his fighting style. He looks like he wants to be a strong fighter, but the smarter thing to do would be, or would have been, to use your skill and your experience to wear down the fighter and then try to take him out.
Final moments of the third. One more round remaining with the pro debut of Eumir Marcial and Andrew Whitfield.
Person and amazing coach as well.
Well, he's been in the corner with Manny Pacquiao, the 8th Division world champion. Happy birthday to Manny Pacquiao. Turns 42 years of age. I call him the 8th wonder of the world, having become an 8th Division world champion that you have quality sparring with.
Listen, I got both game plans actually. Blue corner, Freddie says, take your time, use your jab, and try to set it up. Had Whitfield's corner say, hey, take your time. Same thing, actually. Take your time, be patient, and then start to pour it on near the end. They're going to tell him to turn it up near the second half of this round.
Well, Marcial has landed 84 power punches, Whitfield just 35, but both men certainly testing each other's will to win. There's a straight left that connected right on the jaw of Whitfield.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm looking at the ref, and I'm a little surprised that he didn't take a look at Whitfield's eye, but I'm appreciative that he's allowed this fight to continue because Whitfield's got what it takes to make it through this fight. He won't win, but you know he can end this fight on both feet.
Well, Rudy Badagan, who's been a referee for 4 years, this is his 3rd PBC bubble event where he has been a referee, close to 200 fights. And coming up next, a Montes Stanionis from Lithuania. He's being trained by a Filipino in Marvin Samodio, who is an understudy of Freddie Roach.
He said, let Whitfield's corner, let Marcial come to you and hit him when he comes to you. I'm wondering if that was the game plan to start, would you have had a little more success tonight? Because now he's starting to really touch Marcial up with both hands.
Well, Whitfield came from he wrestled for 6 years from age 12 to 18. Had 30 amateur MMA fights and then transitioned and fell in love with boxing. He goes, I love the science of boxing.
Yeah, he's anybody wondering why a guy would get in the ring and have a fight like this and finish the fight, or wondering, you know, what's this guy doing being a professional fighter? Some guys just have this itch, this love, and you can see that Whitfield has it.
What about Eumir Marcial? What do you take away from his performance tonight in his pro debut?
You know, his first fight, I think first fight in the United States, debut, you know, a whole list of things. I mean, you got a lot to learn from. I can't even criticize him right now because of all that being said. And of course, let's take into account what's going on, what happened with his brother.
Yeah, his brother passed away over 2 months ago.
He could very well come back on FS1 in a matter of months and be a completely different fighter. You never know.
And he's looked solid tonight. I mean, he hasn't lost a minute of this fight, but he's being tested by Andrew Whitfield.
Yeah, he's been tested, and I personally see a lot of holes, but I think those holes will be corrected very quickly.
Final moments, and the 25-year-old will go the distance with Andrew Whitfield. So Eumir Marcial from the Philippines, who will be an Olympian, later on in 2021. Made his pro debut, likely a successful one. We'll come back and get the decision here from downtown Los Angeles. Solid against Andrew Whitfield in a one-sided entertaining affair.
It was one-sided, very sharp fight by Marcial. Like I said, I did see some holes. However, I can tell that he's got some power. He's got mean intentions when he throws. And Whitfield coming right back at him. Whitfield put up a very valiant performance tonight and losing this fight to Marcial.
Let's take a look at how the numbers unfolded.
That's a tough eye right there. And you can tell that 310 punches thrown right there at that eye. That's a tough eye right there, man. But I'm proud to see him make it through the fight. Ladies
and gentlemen, having gone the distance, we go to the scorecards. Here are your score totals. All three judges, Don DeVergas, Ron Stevens, and Damian Walton, score the contest 40-36 for your winner by unanimous decision. From the Philippines, Eumir Marcial. So one pro fight, one pro victory. He dedicated it to his older brother who passed away, and also his promoter, the 8th Division World Champion, the Senator Manny Pacquiao.